Hey everybody, how's it going? And glad to have you here again. What we're going to talk about today is a little bit of the car market overseas. So here in the States, we're in kind of a bubble because we get certain types of cars and we're actually not getting all the models that other countries are getting. So let's talk about why. If you watched my video before this one, I went on a trip to Costa Rica. I haven't left the country in around 4 years because of a passport issue. I may talk about that in another video, I don't know. But one of the things that stood out when I was over there is the types of cars that they have. A lot of people here in the US complain that there are no more affordable cars. The manufacturers are no longer interested in making affordable cars. Everything is luxury. And while I was there, there were a lot of affordable cars, like small-ish, very gas-saving cars that I've never seen here. And I mean Toyotas, Hyundais, Nissans, like models that we never get here that are actually cheaper cars. And one of the things that I've always said is the problem in the States is if they present those cars to you, people would not buy them. There's a lot of people online saying like, yeah, I would buy an affordable car, but I found that that isn't true. There are affordable cars here in the US. I'm pretty sure those other cars here would be even cheaper, but people are interested in the big SUVs. They are interested in the high-end luxury cars. And unfortunately, as long as people keep buying those cars, that is the market that we are going to have, because it's not a matter of the manufacturers not making those cars. Those cars are being made. They're just not being brought here to the States. They are in the continent, because I was in Costa Rica and they were there, but they're not being brought to the States. So there's that. The other thing is the Chinese cars. They have several Chinese brands over there in Costa Rica. One is Chang'an, the other one's BYD, and the other one is I remember the logo, but I don't remember the name. The interesting thing is, from those Chinese cars, not all of them are electric. Some are hybrids and some are just regular ICE cars with standard transmission. That's another thing. Standard transmission over there is standard. Like, most cars have manual transmission. I would say we took about 10 Ubers. 3 of those were electric, and the other ones were ICE cars. All the ICE cars were manual cars, because again, that is standard. People are saying like, save the manuals, like manuals are going away. Manuals are going away here in the States for some reason. You can get almost every single car in standard transmission overseas. I don't know about Europe, but at least in Costa Rica, you can get almost every car in a manual transmission. At least all the ICE cars are in manual transmission. I kind of touched into this a little bit in my previous video about BYD. See, the streets in Costa Rica are horrible. They have a ton of potholes. They have a lot of steep slopes that you have to go up, so that puts strain on your motor. And I'm not talking about Chinese cars just for electric. I'm talking about both Chinese cars, Chinese gas cars and electric cars. And you see them all around. Like, we went down south, like very close to the Panama border. That's a very rural place. Like, the streets are pretty harsh. The roads are very small, lots of potholes. Some of the roads are even like kind of dirt roads. And you see a lot of electric cars, and you see a lot of Chinese cars. And some of those Chinese cars are around 60,000 miles. And when I talked to the Uber, one of the Uber that picks us up in one of those Chinese cars, and I asked him about the car, he said like, yeah, haven't had any issues, just changing oil, fluids, brake pads once, and that's it. If Chinese cars can stand those streets over there, they will 100% stand streets over here. And I could see, like, after I was in several of these cars, like, I know people are gonna say, oh, you just like China, whatever. I don't. I like my Lexus. I'll probably keep buying Lexus, Toyota, maybe a Corvette in the future. I don't know. I'm not going to switch to Chinese cars anytime soon. I have this issue where our government is telling us to buy electric cars because of the environment, but they're also not allowing the cheap electric cars to get here. And by cheap, I mean affordable. They're not cheaply made. Like I said, if they can stand Costa Rica streets, they'll do very well here in the States. And that's what they're afraid of. They're going to destroy the US market. But look, you should be able to buy whatever car you want, whether it's an EV or a gas car. But the way that the governments have been treating EVs, I think they are the ones that have hurt the industry the most. And now that there are very affordable EVs out there, because honestly, it should be about driving whatever you want. If you want to drive a diesel, drive it. If you want to drive an EV, do it. If you want to drive an ICE car, why not? There should be options for everybody. Anyway, those are just my thoughts on the market right now. Stick around because we'll have a lot more videos very soon. I'll see you in the next one.